Hey guys, good evening. This is Shannon with Survive and Thrive, and tonight we are here on this Fundraise Friday, and again we got the fan going, so the green screen is doing whatever it wants to do. So we are talking about Fundraise Friday and how we are looking to raise $20,000 for cancer survivors. Now, for those of you guys who know, we have come here for the past 6 years talking to you about Survive and Thrive and about how we're doing a conference every year in October to celebrate cancer recovery, also celebrating resiliency, strength, as well as courage for those who have been diagnosed with cancer, and how we're helping them get their life back after going through chemo. Right now, I actually have a cousin that is, going through this process, through the journey of cancer and chemo. And we definitely want to send a shout out to her. Hey, cousin. Definitely looking at the fact that it's one of those things that is popping up. It's popping up in families that you would least suspect it, and in people who you would not even figure would have been diagnosed with cancer. Thus, the reason for not having family members or mothers and fathers who don't have cancer. So when we look at how cancer has come into different lives and how it's have changed the scope of what we do on a daily basis as far as what happens a year or two or three from now. So we really want to keep mindful of this and keep our health as in check as we possibly can. Thus, the reason for this year, we are definitely celebrating health and wellness and how taking care of your health is very much a priority, despite the fact that we are in definitely a global pandemic, but and still there, we want to be sure that we are taking care of ourselves and taking care of, and minding, our business in the sense of our health business. So when we look at the fact of the number of people who have been diagnosed with cancer within the year and every year, it is very much astonishing because it is just a large number every day, the number of people who are being diagnosed with cancer. So when you are looking at the fact of if you or a loved one has been diagnosed with cancer, or if you or a loved one have a family member that has been diagnosed with cancer, what can you do to support them? What can you do to um, support this whole process? So our goal is to be able to serve and support these families and these individuals during that time. So we got a commercial break of Joy Lee right here doing the happy birthday song because it's the part of the distraction. So go ahead. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Joy Lee. Happy birthday to you. Yay. So, yeah. So, we are definitely, wanting to celebrate all of that. So that is what our goal is to be able to support those who've been diagnosed with cancer. So how do we do that? We do that by being a part of no, being a part of you know ca- movements such as this and things that we're doing. So those are things and ways that we could do that. So right now we are definitely letting you know that we're doing a fundraiser. It is our Survive and Thrive fundraiser, and it makes it so that we're able to support those who have been diagnosed by one, our wonderful tumblers that we have had and showed on here. We've showed those tumblers so that you can definitely purchase them, because each time you are able to purchase one of our tumblers, we're able to take those funds and be able to put it towards cancer survivors. and being able to help them during their times of going through this journey. So, what we want to look at is how you can be a part of, uh, what we're doing in our process and our program of what we're doing. So, October 15th, of course, is Survive and Thrive. And this is where we're going to be celebrating health and wellness. We also are going to be talking about, you know, just the fact of hair loss. And that itself being a major part of this journey because it is a physical thing. It's a physical thing that you see, and that's the first thing you talk about. Hey, hi, Cat, what you doing? So that is kind of like what we're looking at. So now, when we talk again about the number of people who have been diagnosed with cancer, now, according to American Cancer Society, they look at it, they have determined that there's like over 5,000 cases per day. So that's like, it's like 5250 looking base at the numbers. It's 5,000, 5,200 or 53, round that up, but about 5,300 cases per day. So that's 5,250 families whose lives are being impacted by cancer. And that is just, cancer in itself. So there's like over 1,900,000, so almost 2 million new cancer cases. And there's bunches of deaths, unfortunately, that almost a half, definitely over 500,000, that when we are looking at these numbers. So we want to definitely make sure that we keep health and wellness at the forefront. Um, aw, yes. And those are different things because they're immune deficiencies. The immune deficiencies where your immune system is being attacked in some way. So then, you start losing hair. So, such as, hot cats, such as a lot of different people who have so these immune deficiency disorders and they lose their hair. So, we are going to be talking about how losing your hair has been an impact to you, your self esteem, your personality, your outward way of how you work and what you do, how in what you have not done due to the fact that, you've lost hair and you've lost your hair. Now, being a cancer survivor and losing your hair is definitely devastating, but losing your hair at any time, girl, yeah, that's the fan, and that's why the green screen is blowing all over the place because that fan is on. Because it's hot. It's hot. If I turn that fan off, I will start sweating. So what we want to look at is look at how are we making it so that we're being impacted, by it. Like how does it affect our self-esteem? How did it affect, your outward appearance? Did it change? Did you think you looked okay or you didn't think you looked okay? Some people, look okay with short hair and they just never realized it because we have all gotten caught up in that whole thing of hair, having hair, women having hair, women should have hair. And because if you didn't have hair, then you look like, you were a male, and males have short hair and women have long hair. So, those are things that they have conditioned us to believe and feel. Now, women, we do like our hair and we want it and we want to have it. But one of the things that happen is that, yeah, as Hotcat said, put a wig on. Some people don't have a problem with putting a wig on. Some people don't, won't put a wig on, won't wear one. I did not wear a wig. I never had put on a wig. And I now put on a scarf and I put on hats. Hats for sure. I don't know necessarily about a scarf though. No, I didn't put on a scarf, but I did put on a hat before. And then after that, I just wore it just with no hair. And I went out and about and did my business. But that's me. Everyone can't do that. Some people are so self conscious about it that they cannot do that. They cannot just walk out without something on their head. Now my friend Sharon, who I definitely support and supported her, Sharon Rose, who my friend who passed away. She she had to wear a wig. She put on a wig, and then later on, she started just putting on hats, and she was kind of local and walking around. But other than that, because she had this long blonde hair, and it just was just too much to walk around without it. And so she wore wigs. She wore wigs, and that's what she was comfortable doing, wearing her wig. And I wasn't. I didn't feel comfortable wearing a wig, so I did not wear one. And like I said, I did put on a hat a couple of times, like when it was cold and it was raining. Now, mind you, my cancer, had discovered and found it in November. So it's cold in November. It's cold, in the wintertime. So in January, when it was still kind of cold, is when I started chemotherapy. So it moved into the summer, into the spring, although before that, it was winter time and it was cold. And so, I would wear a hat because, one, I didn't want the rain just falling on my head. But because I didn't have any hair, it was like even better because I didn't have to worry about my hair getting messed up or anything. So I could walk around like that. And so I did. But some people cannot do that. So, how many of you and how many of you have loved ones who had hair loss or some type of dramatic something happening to the hair? Definitely identified if it was chemo, and they had lost the hair due to that. But what did they do? How was it? Did they walk around without a wig on, or did they have a wig on? Did they walk around with hats or scarves? What did they do? There's so many things that are out there about what people will do and what they can do when going through chemo. So our goal for October 15th for Survive and Thrive is to be able to bring to you 6 years of perseverance. So bit.ly/Thrive Tickets 22 is how you can get your tickets for Survive and Thrive. The tickets are only $10. So go ahead, get yourself a ticket. We want to be able to see you there. We also want to talk to you about health and wellness because it's going to be fun. And we're going to really support you and have wonderful speakers that will talk about it. So that is what we got. So now I'm going to go and talk to you about Recover and Rebuild. That is going to be on the 27th, this coming week following. So I'm going to show you this video so that you can see what we're going to be doing. right. So there you go. That is what we're going to be doing at Recover and Rebuild. Now, if you haven't gotten your tickets for that, that is going to be on the 27th of this month. And you can get your tickets for that. It's bit.ly recover and let me make sure I put and right and rebuild. And these tickets are $10. Again, now we're going to have a wonderful speaker. We're going to have Adrian, who's going to be talking to you about rebuilding, how to rebuild yourself, how to rebuild your self esteem, how to rebuild things. And we're going to be talking about recover, how to recover from said tragedies, trauma, how to recover from that, how to recover from something that has set you back. And that's what we're going to be looking at. We're going to be talking about burnout. We're going to be talking about how and what the signs of burnout are. How do you, overcome burnout? What do you do? How do you use and looking at protective factors on helping you overcome burnout? So that is what we're going to be doing, and we need your support and we need you to participate. If you'd like to be a donor, you can. You can go to our website and you can go ahead and make a donation there. Now, we are a 501c3, so we are tax exempt. And if you would like to make a tax deductible donation, please do. You can go to our website, and that's surviveandthrivecr.org, and you can make a donation. So, with that being said, I am going to end this broadcast until our next video. I will end with a video that just have a save the date. So thank you guys. I appreciate you, and I'll see you in the morning. Bye bye.